across the DFS industry, here for a Friday Bundesliga Showdown edition. We're going to be kind of quick, easy, and out of here. Now, one thing I'm going to change up, hopefully not only in this episode, but in future, is had a lot of requests. Instead of just kind of going so much by players, that we go a little bit more over roster construction and kind of like maybe like chalk type of construction. So we're going to try to do that. So hopefully I'll get that right for this one. So I think like really the whole weekend slate is going to be a ton of roster rotation. So let's take Bayern Leverkusen. So they play Friday, tomorrow. They played Tuesday, and then they played Saturday. After all these huge layoffs. So I really think that you're going to see a lot of guys rotated about. Some of the big guys probably still are in. Like, I think Kai Havertz, especially considering how young he is still in. But, somebody like Demirbay, who's been, kind of like the easy, like plug in for a Bayern piece might not be there, which would bump somebody like maybe Leon Bailey if he's in, or Amiri. And then you just got to keep in mind, too, with some of these guys, especially those that have a lot of minutes on them, that they are a bigger sub-risk. So you kind of want to take some chances. I think one thing that we've kind of talked about in our Discord at FSI is, as gross as it is, center backs are like one of the least likely guys to sub off. Normally you'd say fullbacks too, but Leverkusen, I don't think it was this last one, but 2 games ago subbed both of them off, or it was another team. Don't kill me if I'm wrong, but I know Leverkusen subbed off Weiser because I had him in cash on Tuesday. But those center backs rarely get subbed off. So if you kind of want to like hedge and try to get 90 minutes, you can do that. Just 90 minutes of crap is still crap. So that said, let's jump into the odds, and then let's jump into the picks and some construction. So from the odds, Leverkusen minus 149 away to Freiburg 351, 3 total. As you can see for the set takers, Demirbay, Amiri, and a Bailey for Freiburg. I do think that you'll probably see Gunter and Grifo with them being at home, to win. So those are the set takers from there. And it'll help if I would share my screen. So there you go, minus 149. There's your set takers. Cool. Let's jump into construction. So I think let's just pretend that there is not any sort of craziness that goes on with lineups. So I think that the majority of people will go, we're not going to look at captain yet, but we're going to go Kai, they're going to go Demirbay, and they are going to go Gunter. So your 2 highest set takers, and then your number 1 goal scorer who's been in incredible form. We can kind of criticize Kai for not having a huge floor, but then he just puts up 9.44 points last week. So I think that's how most lineups are going to start out. Now, if you look at the cheapest here, I think I'm just going to kind of toy around, but I think, putting Gunter at captain would give you the most, I think actually gives you the highest floor, because he's not only a wing back, but he's on the majority of sets. Wing backs always have good crossing floors, and Gunter, if I recall about a week and a half ago, I think he was leading the Bundesliga in crosses. I didn't look coming into here. Trimmel might have passed him, but he's up there. So, when you were talking about floor, crosses are huge on that. So from here, I think Leon Bailey is going to be a guy that's going to kind of decide the slate if he's in. I really do think they might take Bellarabi off. He subbed at halftime last time, so it might be time to infuse Bailey in. Big issue is, him being a sub-risk, but, if this was this time last year, Leon Bailey would be like a lock and load in your lineups, just really DFS-friendly player. Issue has just not been that great this year. But I do think if he's in, he's popular. I think I'm leaning towards Grifo. We look at Grifo's floor, since he's really become an integral role, 14.5, 8, 13.6, 24.3, 13.6, 11.1, 25.4. Now, there's some goals and assists in there, but, that is his game, is playmaking. So even without the goal and assist last game, so goal, you take 10. Don't take the shot away. When you're calculating floor points, you just take the goals, take the 10 away, and for the assist, again, don't take away the shot assist, so that's 6. So take 16 off there. He still has 9.4 for the floor, which, is pretty good considering it was, a matchup that they got just absolutely toasted by Frankfurt. So I think Grifo is actually really interesting rather than kind of playing roulette with, like the Diabis, the Bellarabis of the world. One guy that will be really interesting, I think that, we might see start is Wirtz. He's, I think, like the 17 or 18-year-old. Maybe he starts on the right. So maybe they do something like Leon Bailey on the left, Wirtz on the right, and Amiri in the center. If they want to give, dear God, I'm blanking on his name, Diaby a break. So that would be interesting. But, I think just kind of from a construction standpoint, let's say that we put Gunter at captain. Where is he? There we go. So, and then, like I mentioned, like Grifo, and then, so I have 4,500 left. So if I do, like a Wirtz, let's say he was in, that leaves you in this 5,000. It's actually putting you as like a 4-2 stack, which I think is going to be really popular. But if you were to put somebody like a Kai at captain, that's kind of the upside player, right? Because he's the most likely guy to show up with a goal, and maybe not only one goal, but 2 goals. Now let's go put our Gunter in there. Now we have 3,700 left. And, hey, back to what I started out with, that center back strategy, right? So Tapsoda isn't there, but you go Hoffler. I think he starts for them. Baumgartner actually subbed in at halftime, and I think he took 2 shots on target. Might only be 1, but I know he did score a goal. He's an international player, so you could go there. So I think there's a lot of routes you can go tomorrow. You want to be really contrarian, only do like 1 or 2 Leverkusen pieces, stack Freiburg. So like Salali, I was actually really shocked that people played him last week. I played him 2 weeks ago as a favorite, but is kind of like an active winger. I don't know if he'll start, but Schmid, if they play wing backs, gets involved on the right. Peterson, goal scorer, pretty cheap for the tag. Where's our other one? Where's he at? Where's their striker? Holaire, 6,400. So you could actually make some like cheap options, with the goal scoring options for Freiburg. Last part I'll just mention, if you like want upside, this was kind of talked about on our Discord today, but if you want upside, like goalies always are going to have some of the most upside on the slate. They have the most downside, obviously, because they can get negative. But if you want to go with, like, I wouldn't think Hedraki is actually like the right way to go, being priced up. If it was going to be anybody, it would be Schwallow, 4,800, coming off like 13 saves. Still conceded 3, but I think he came close to 20. It was like 18 or 20 DK. But, just imagine that type of performance, but instead of, conceding 3, he doesn't concede anything, clean sheet win, he's at like 30 DK. So, goalies can easily score you 2 goals worth of points if you get them right. So, and the price like on him as a home keeper is pretty dang solid. So I could really see Schwallow being, the top scorer in that 5K and under range. Anyhow, I hope this helps. I hope doing a little bit more roster construction, even though I didn't, these are just playing around with lineups. Like, I might go a completely different route, but I do think that, as of Thursday night when I'm recording, that's, those are some kind of chalkier lineup constructions to look at. Anyhow, please make sure to hit subscribe, bottom right. It really helps. I will be back sometime Friday with Lee again, like last week. I hope you all enjoy him. We're going to be trying to do that every week. Go over the main slate roster construction and hopefully crush this weekend. Hope you all have a great night. Take care. Bye.